What's up, everybody? My name is Kendall.
I'm Naya.
I'm Precious.
This is Voices That Matter. Okay, guys, this is our entertainment episode, and we love all things entertainment over here, so we have a lot in store for you today. But first, something that just dropped, and Naya and I are so excited to talk about it. Jonathan Bailey got Sexiest Man Alive, and Wicked for Good is coming out. So maybe this is the best marketing strategy ever. But Naya, tell me thoughts.
My God, I've never been so joyous in all my life. That man's invited. That was all I can say. He may not be for us, but we're still gonna be for him. I feel like everything that he's ever been has just been super cool. And then Wicked overall is, at least for me, a story that I've grown up with. I am obsessed with musicals and plays, and I've seen that one. This is gonna sound bad, 5 times. And so being able to watch this happen and finally have it become a big movie moment is such an inspiring thing to see, especially with Cynthia. I didn't realize how much I had seen her on my screen before Wicked.
Harriet, Aretha.
Harriet. Oh, she was so good. Color Purple.
Yes.
Oh my God, spectacular. She was also in this really random British TV show that Jonathan Bailey was also in. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Chewing Gum, I think. And so that was the first time I'd ever seen her. And so seeing that full arc that she's had is so awesome. Also, everyone watch that show. It's only 2 seasons, but it's hilarious. And if you want to see Jonathan Bailey thirst after African woman, that's what he does.
What does he do?
So he's a stereotypical white man who's got a kink for a black woman.
But yes, no, and then just back to Wicked. Y'all, I am a TV movie person. That is one of my favorite hobbies. I watch stuff, I binge stuff. Am I a busy, very busy person? Yes, but always can make time for a little episode, a little 10 minutes. And for me to rewatch a movie, because I am very ever since I was younger, I've always been very particular about movies. I can see some in theaters and not want to see it at home. I can pick out a show pretty quick, but taking a movie, I will be scrolling. Naya literally knows. I called her Sunday Naya, which rom-com should I watch? The problem is I've seen everything, and then it's I've seen it twice, and it's movies are particular. You can't see a movie twice in the same year sometimes.
No.
Do you like 50 First Dates?
Have not seen that.
Oh, it's
That's
Wait, who's in that?
the rom-com of
Drew Barrymore. When Drew Barrymore loses.
They're in Hawaii.
She's got amnesia.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's pretty good.
And speaking of Wicked, with that being said, I've seen it several times, and I plan, I've said yes to so many people to go see it with them, because I'm going to see Wicked for Good that many times, and I'm going to go to Chili's and get a triple dipper. And
oh my God, I forgot about that.
Because I don't drink, but I will get the mocktail version because I want the little Glenda thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of my line sisters also had Glenda heels. Yeah, I love Wicked, and also because Cynthia's my sword, and getting to see her in person was crazy. And this was before Wicked came out. I just loved her because I just Harriet stuck out to me so much, seeing that, because my parents made it a point to make sure I know my history, and I sat through Selma at 8 years old, and it was so whew.
Was Harriet a musical?
No.
Oh.
She sung at the end.
Yeah. And she's got a really great song that is now a meme for any black struggle. They're I'm gonna stand up, take my hip.
That was the new version of Glory. Because, Glory was Selma, so they had to have a hip.
There was another one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just feel that movie stuck with me. Her portrayal. She's such an amazing actress, because I had no idea that she was British until after.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I knew she was British.
It's crazy.
It's just because both of you guys have seen Wicked numerous of times, but I have not seen it.
Oh.
I have seen the play,
Okay.
but I'm not really interested in seeing something that's labeled Wicked.
Why? It
has
so
nothing to do being Wicked. It's literally...
Let me tell you, the spiritual realm is so real. After becoming very spiritually inclined, I was just I don't want to have any dealings with watching anything that says Wicked. It's about witches.
Hey, I'll tell y'all, I'm a Christian, been saved all my life, brought up in the church. Shout out to Kenneth and Sharon for doing that. Literally the other side, I don't know if my dad was testing me to make sure I read my Bible, because he saw it on my table because they visited me. He said, "Hey, Kendall, what's that man in the Bible? He got everything lost from him." I was like, "Job?" He's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, I don't know if he was testing me, but Job is actually one of my favorite chapters. But circling back to, I think that I tell people all the time, it depends on you as a person. I think if you put something over God or like you see it, I'm not saying Precious is doing that, but this is just like in general. I feel like that's on the person if you like put something like before God. Like me going to see Wicked, I had no like contemplation with my faith like whatsoever. Like loved it. It was a great movie. I think that's like separate. Like I just enjoyed it. I love the music. I love the representation when seeing it.
Have you saw Sinners?
Yes, I've seen Sinners.
It's the like okay, so you saw Sinners, right?
Mhm.
But it's the same like outlook or like aspect of like what I did to see Wicked.
See, but see, you saw Sinners wrong, baby. Let me tell you. But let me tell you how you should. Let me tell you how you should.
I want you to tell me.
But let me tell you how you should have, baby.
And I'm gonna tell you how you should have saw it.
No, but let me tell you what my
Okay.
pastor had broke it down. My pastor, because he gonna come to you because he talked things why to relight the fire in your spirit. Okay, shout out Pastor Jeremiah. And like I've rewatched his sermon several times. It's not like a Sinners theme one, but he like closes out with that. He was like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm going to see Sinners." She was like, "You could see Sinners anywhere. Like, why are you going to see that on screen?" He's like, "Whatever." He's seeing Sinners, and shoot, he thought the movie was over when they had Michael B. Jordan and the little boy in the lake, and they was gonna get him. He's like,
Right.
man, I'm
It's
getting
done.
out of this movie. This was a waste of my time. This was some mess." But then when that light came shining through, and you know what they had to do to strike him out to protect the little black boy? It was a piece of wood. Now, who died on wood for our sin?
Because they're vampires, right?
Yeah.
Precious, you not following me though, babe.
Look.
But let me finish. Who died on wood for our sins? Just who then rose from the dead. He died.
Now you're busting up.
He died for us for our sins. Like you can't like you go in and think like, oh, like that was so cryptic. But like just like somebody, y'all know that new trend where it's like when you look at a piece of gold, it gotta be broken down and melted.
Yeah, you're
before it
like,
could be pretty.
Damn.
Child, you gotta see when you see stuff, you gotta think of the blessing, you gotta think of the spiritual like motivator. That's how I be looking at stuff. It's like, but it was God.
Do you think witchcraft is real?
No.
No.
Do you think witchcraft is real?
No. I
I
believe
love
in the
it.
blood of Jesus. I
Right.
believe in witchcraft.
No, I'm saying you don't believe it, but you don't believe it exists.
No.
So you don't think black magic is real? You think people put curses on people?
I think they're
No.
gonna try.
No,
Right.
No, and I thank God that you know that you are covered with the blood and gonna come on you. But on that set, see, you like stories. It's a good story. If people tell you a good story, you gonna be all for it. But the root behind it, the deepness of it, like on the set of Sinners, they had a hoodoo priest come on there. They were practicing hoodoo, which is completely against God. So it's like, how can something like that, like when you watch stuff like that, you open your eyes. The
Who
word of
told you? Like, where was this written? Like that they was practicing? I did not hear.
it's online, love. Look at it.
Are these rumors or is it?
These are facts. Like the actors,
Yeah, and I'm saying Ryan
who?
Coogler.
No, but Michael Jordan, he's a what is that? He's a dang, don't tell me. Please. I hate when I do break.
Jehovah's Witness.
No, he is a so there's a wizard, there's a warlock. Michael Jordan is a warlock. He's not a Christian.
What? Oh, like the difference between a witch and a warlock.
Yeah, he's a warlock. He worships African deities. What is the black lady that he was in love with on Sinners?
Oh yeah, his
Look at her interview. She's British, right?
Yeah.
She's from UK or somewhere. She said that they had an African hoodoo priest come in and do spells on the set. And as audiences are watching that, they're watching the energy on that set and they're ingesting it with their eyes. The Bible says, guard your heart, guard your eyes, your ear gates and stuff.
I think anything. If you think about it, we live in sin. We live all around, and we
sin. Just to
We-
clarify.
do. We see.
I don't.
Do you not see sin every day? Do you not see other people sinning?
The world is sinful.
Okay. Okay.
The world is sinful, but we are dead to sin though.
Okay, so you go. People are always negative. People are always trying to do something against you. The devil will always try to strike you when you're doing something great. That's just how life goes, right? So, but let me finish. So again, what I was saying here, if you put something above God, that's on you. If you allow the devil to block your blessing and interfere with that and make you challenge God, that's on you. I don't think me sitting here and watching something, if I watch something and I'm like, ooh, like I'm gonna start believing that, that's all Kendall's doing right there. And that's on the person if they allow that to interfere with their relationship with God. But that's not going to prevent me from going and seeing something. If something is specifically devious and demonic, no, I will not go see it. But that was not Ryan Coogler's intention. Because if we're being honest, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens on sets, on news sets, that happens on podcasts we listen to. People believe in a variety of things. And we're not all gonna come to agree on that. There's people out here, just like with people being Muslim and Jewish and Christian. We are all friends with people who may not practice the same faith that we do, but to me, it's about your morals and your intentions.
Mhm.
If you have a good morals and you're a good person and you believe in good, I can associate with you and I can kick it with you. It's when people like believe in straight up negative and devilish worship, that's when I cannot associate with you. So I feel like that's how you have to look at it. But segue into something, getting us a little bit back on track. Somebody who was actually raised in the church, Miss Toni Braxton is going on tour with Boys to Men and New Edition. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm going to see it January 31st. Do not call me.
Yeah, honestly, same. My family, like especially my mom, who was not a black woman, mind you, that that woman was obsessed with Boys to Men. I'm pretty sure she and my dad played a Boys to Men song at their wedding. Like that was my childhood. That was something that I grew up around.
Hope it wasn't End of the Road.
No, oh damn. At the end, but like, yeah, it was. I feel like that was such a pivotal piece of my childhood. And Tony also like a really, 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 really big role model. I think for me growing up, her and Brandy for sure. Because like Brandy, my Cinderella, like she's always gonna be my Cinderella. So I'm so excited for that. It's like having a lot of the black icons come back and have their final time in the light.
Yeah.
How was Toni a role model for you?
Oh, like not so much. It's just like I just thought she was. How do I explain this? I watched a lot of Glee.
Me too. Yeah.
that
Love
was-
Glee.
Yeah, that
Gleekster.
And so I feel like that was what I grew up around, and so like watching just Toni be Toni like made me laugh a lot. It brought me a lot of joy as a kid. I don't know, like it was just so insane everything she was ever in, but like I kind of loved it, and it was just like nice. I feel like I'd like to go back to that part of my childhood. But
What's your favorite Toni song?
oh, I don't know if I have one. Honestly, I'm also just really bad at title names, you guys. Like, it's real bad. I have to start humming things, and then, but y'all, nobody wants to hear me hum right now, respectfully.
I was actually gonna say do a hum right quick.
No, You're gonna hear me do that.
Top three Toni would be Breathe Again, How Many Ways, and
I love my personal favorite. He wasn't man enough for me.
oh yeah, ooh,
I love that song. Like
a bop.
been on repeat like all year, like before the girl to get back at Travis Kelce or Taylor. But like that has been on repeat. I love that, and I love Tamar as well. Actually, love
Yeah.
where it's like a repeat song as well. But then like for Boys to Men, I love End of the Road.
Oh, same.
I love End of the Road.
They listen to Boys Man.
Like sing that song at random is so.
End of the Road. Oh, that's been I've been singing that since like always been knowing it. But like 8th grade, I really like me and my friend. I don't know what we were just playing on the piano because she plays an instrument. I play an instrument. We were on FaceTime. We were playing stuff, and we started playing End of the Road, and we just like feeling it. Like talk about something that make you start with a praise and worship.
Right.
Like, that's a song. And then of course New Edition.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, love New Edition.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can't you stand that?
Right.
But we gonna have to stand it next week.
Oh.
And then if we can get some Bobby hits, Mr. Telephone, man.
He may pop up.
No, he'll definitely be there, but like I don't know if we gonna really get because
performance.
their whole thing is gonna be like unity. So I don't know if they'll do like Poison because that's like they'll develop,
Mhm.
or if they'll do like My Prerogative.
Ooh, I would love it if they did though.
Yeah, but like
You just need one song and
it's
you'll be
My
good.
Prerogative. But maybe they will because then Tony's a solo artist
Right.
too. So that'll be definitely interesting. And then
You think Birdman gonna be there?
definitely, I mean, that's been. I
Really?
mean, he won't be. Yeah, they're married.
They did. I thought they broke up. They got a divorce and she took $80 million.
Oh no, they didn't. They literally Jenna and friends talking about it. They're still together.
Okay, let me fact check.
They're
My bad, Tony.
together. I just think their relationship is so private that like everyone gets together. And I think too it's like weird because they were friends for so long and then they started dating
Yeah.
and then they got married and it was like a secret wedding and well not like secret but like we didn't know.
Private.
Right. Very
Private,
private.
intimate. And lastly, Grammy nominated
I'm so excited.
Leon Thomas.
Leon.
Yeah.
I'm a dog.
It's good to see on the rise.
Truly, he actually was for me. I know he was a fictional character and all that, but oh my god, I love that man so much. I'm so glad that Leon's having his time to shine. Also, he's been like I know Mutt's like his number one song, but he's been as like being guests and like headers for so many like really great artists. So I feel like he's finally gonna have like a moment for him.
I like a lot of his new music.
Yeah, we saw him
too.
Where?
Hollywood Bowl.
Oh yeah, he was there.
Yeah, because we thought it was like a Leon Thomas and Sir concert. And then we found out Leon Thomas was actually like open. I guess they like book him out like a year, month in advance.
Yeah.
So like I guess they didn't expect him to blow up that much. But I'm like, to me, like I know him more than I know Sir.
Right.
Like, but
I
Sir,
can't believe
Shout out to Sir.
hey, but I was vibing though because I feel like a lot of like Cali natives like loved it. Like there's like Inglewood.
Yeah.
I like
Local
Sir.
to the people. I was like digging the music. Like I was like, oh, this is like my newfound artist.
His brother was my Spanish teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, because he brought his
smoked?
brother on stage. Yeah.
Yeah,
my
he
God.
speaks Spanish, Mr.
He's pretty. His brother's pretty.
Yeah.
Well, he has two brothers. He has Davion
Davion's the one we saw, I think.
Oh, that's the brother he brought on stage.
Broski.
He's cute.
Why is that broski? You know him? Oh.
Look, let me not fabricate on Mr. Ferris. But I did meet him. He came to the class one day and sung. So I probably like, I be talking to him. He be like, "What's up, Precious Lives and stuff." So,
All right.
but I can't call him.
but you be on the man's live.
But he know my name.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. Well, y'all, what do y'all think in regards to Grammy nominations? Were there any people you feel like got robbed?
Ooh,
Passed.
No, but the nominations
Coming up.
Yes.
I would say I'm actually happy with most of the lineup. I feel like, well, every year Ariana got robbed, like, to be honest. But I love how I supported Cynthia when they announced that because they were all together doing, like, a Wicked reunion. So it was so cool to kind of have that all filmed, I guess. But I really, really liked it. I'm trying to think. There's some artists that I wish got a Grammy nom, but I don't think they're big enough for that yet.
Have you guys heard of Samara Joy?
I've heard the name. I haven't heard any music, though.
That's my girl. She's like this young she's like a young Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, dang.
She's like a mixture of Amy Winehouse, Frank Sinatra, and Ella Fitzgerald. Samara Joy.
Oh, I've never heard of her.
Yeah.
I also
Hopefully
love
she's on the lineup.
Olivia Dean, so I'm so happy that you got
Yes.
It's a really great one for me. I was like, yes, girl.
Deserving.
Indeed.
Deserving.
And just on the music topic, I'm just ready for Macri. Hopefully it's rock and roll.
Oh,
Or Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
it's not, okay.
Yes, I was just like, speaking of music, I have to mention the Queen.
Right.
You listen to rock?
I listen to Beyonce.
Whatever Beyonce.
Technically, like, if you think about it, they're considering everyone rock and roll because Salt and Pepper were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, there's so many people who are like rock artists who are like inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like when Dolly was inducted, she was like, "Well, I don't think I'm really a rock artist, but hey."
You put an electric guitar in there and you're
Yeah, it could really be anybody because they had Salt and Pepper's here and we're in the like they're literally like singing like a hip hop song, which I love, and they deserve like if people who aren't really rock and roll traditionally get to be in it, like yeah, let Salt and Pepper be in the Rock of Fame.
Absolutely.
But yes, I want to see her if she could do like a Dirty Diana.
Ooh.
Oh.
I would love to see that. I would do like something for Tina Turner, but we don't know that it's really gonna
Tina
be.
Turner for rock and roll.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
The hair
I
has to
found
be-
that out as an adult.
It's rock and roll.
Like grown up, yeah.
Speaking of, this is like so random. Did y'all know that like Jada Pinkett had like a all rock and roll band?
No.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense considering Willow.
Willow.
Yeah,
a rock star.
I love Willow's music. I haven't listened to it as much, but like
A minute.
yeah, well yeah. I think waiting like a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like she has sung like for her mom's birthday, she sang one of the mama's songs, and I was like, huh? I looked it up because Queen Latifah made a joke. Yeah, like go back to your little band, do like joking, like it was a fun joke. I forgot how she's.
Oh.
Well, she wasn't being rude. The band was. It was a funny joke.
But when you say like every blue in front of it, it's like.
Well, this is Kendall praising. I don't remember the
Oh, okay.
word for word. And also, I don't think Little is like. And so I'm like, hey girl, what you do? With your little bag? What's your little? What's going on with your hair?
Little hairdo.
Little hairdo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but if somebody
like-
be like, how you and your little business going?
Okay, well, clearly, also, I think with things, it's not so much what you say, but how you say it.
Say it.
Okay. I could be like, oh, you awful today, girl.
Right.
And you could be like, hey,
And be like,
oh.
Oh, but awful. If you could be like, girl, that stank.
Right, but like somehow I'm still happy about it. Like,
Yeah.
just like you look awful.
Oh, like, woo. But you, girl, you look awful.
like
Right. I'll dig
bad.
my grave right now.
No, definitely. But
Or bad,
Right.
because you could say like that looks bad, but if you like
Mm.
that's a bad wig right there, girl.
Yeah. Like, there's different ways to say it.
Bad to the bone.
yeah.
How you say it?
Hmm?
Oh yeah, hashtag how you say it. It's how you say it. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. people.
Right.
Yes, hashtag. But anyways, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get into our interview with the one, the only Melanie Brezil.
Have for you a special guest. She is a Chicago native. She is a 3 Arts Artist Award nominee. She has a phenomenal group and organization called the Creator of the Grandmother Project, a series that explores the unique relationship between young African American women and their grandmother. She has made appearances and showcases in TV and film such as Reporting for Christmas, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the national tour of Mamma Mia, and in her latest project and debut, she made appearances in Jaja's African Hair Braiding. We like to welcome you, Melanie Brezil.
Woo!
Hi, Melanie. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you so much, Precious, Naya, and Kendall, for having me. This is really awesome. I'm really thrilled to be here with you all.
Yes, of course. And we appreciate you so much for just taking the time to join us today. So, Melanie, we know that you just finished Jaja, and that was such a phenomenal play that took the LA stage by storm. If you could just let us know, how was that experience for you?
Wow. Jaja's African Hair Braiding, that show, it truly, I feel, has changed my life. Truly. Auditioned for the show last year and really almost didn't audition for it. Like, wasn't really sure that they were going to cast out of Chicago, and I'm so glad that I did. It was from day one, our director, Whitney White, really empowered us to take ownership of the story. Jocelyn Beal wrote what I consider to be an American classic. The wig design by Nakia Mathis actually won the very first Tony Award for hair and wig design. And also Dede Aite, who designed the costumes, also won a Tony. So to be a part of that legacy and to be in the company of these women has really been amazing. Not to mention the cast, who I think are some of the most talented, hilarious, thoughtful women I've ever worked with. It has truly been like no other show that I've ever been a part of.
Absolutely. And when watching Jaja, you can see that they incorporate a lot of cultural aspects, a lot of things that are deep rooted within the Black community. And one thing I appreciate is, I think a lot of audiences can appreciate is the representation that they provided in the play. You know, because you see a lot of plays that, depict things in situations with different races, or one of the primal aspects about Jaja's African Hair Braiding is they touch on African immigrants. So I really like how they incorporated that in the play, but I did want to ask you, like, what does representation mean to you today in the entertainment landscape?
Yes, so I think you brought up some really good points about the piece, which is that it really showcases women, African American people across the African diaspora, and all in one play. So that's rare, right? It's rare that we get to see a piece that has people that are from Nigeria, Senegal, Ghana, the US, all in one place in conversation with each other, in community with each other. So I think that that's also one of the most unique things about this piece and why it's incredibly special, because it shows that Black people and people from the African diaspora are not a monolith. And so when it comes to representation, I think that idea of showing us in our fullness, showing that we come from all different walks of life, social strata, we're different, yet we are bonded through some cultural similarities. But I think showing the differences and celebrating those nuances, those things that make us these three-dimensional people, is what makes this piece incredibly special.
Yeah, and I feel like that actually is like such a unique thing, especially just looking at the difference between like being African versus African American. I feel like there's usually a lot of disparity, or kind of like there's a bit of a separation between those two. Like for me, my dad's African. He doesn't really understand a lot of like African American culture in the same way. So like kind of having those two spaces combined, I feel like is very special and something that you really don't get to see or appreciate as much, and can hopefully bring those communities closer together.
Yes, and I think Jocelyn did a great job of showing where they actually collide sometimes. And when we all are aligned with the same goals, there are these things that I think we can all relate to. And then there's a character in the piece that has some, stereotypes that she falls into in terms of what it means to be an African braid shop. You know, she spews out those ideas that are, pretty negative stereotypes, but it shows that sometimes there is that divide. Sometimes because we have this perception that we are just so different, and there are cultural differences. I think that Jocelyn does a great job of showing what happens when we have to be in a place for a prolonged period of time together, and what comes out. And I think no better place to do that than set this play in a braid shop, where you really are not going to be in there less than an hour or 2 hours, and that's on the low end.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the touching aspects about the play is that, yes, we do all come from different backgrounds. And just looking at what all of the characters went through, it allows for you to kind of like put yourselves in another person's shoes to really see like their experience when it comes to like feeling outcasted or not having like the access or liberties to like chase your dreams. But I feel like after looking at the play, you get like this sense of like we're all like interconnected in some fashion. Like no one wants to feel like they don't have like the freedom, or I don't know, like just can't be able to just trace their dreams and live up to like what they want to do. So I feel like it generated or cultivated a little interconnectedness. But I did want to touch on, part of success and chasing your dreams and whatnot is, it's a journey within it. So I wanted to ask you, like, when did you first realize that acting was more than just a passion, but it was your calling?
Yes, so that's actually a really interesting question for me, because unlike a lot of actors and actresses, I wasn't one of those kids that was like, I know I'm going to be an actress. I was always very academic and felt as though I was going to go to law school at one point. Even fairly recently, right? Like I was one of those people that was like, I'm going to do this. And for me, I've always just sort of naturally, I've been a performer. I sing. I started out singing first on a lot of musicals, performing these kind of shows, where I've always been a singer. But I've always found myself in the theater telling stories. And so I can't really pinpoint a specific moment. I think it was one of those things that was a gift that people invested in for me, that I didn't even think about necessarily making a career. And yet I was always pursuing it. I would find myself, even when I tried to run away from this career, I would find myself telling stories, because I think it's just an innate part of who I am. I'm curious about people. So really, I think what draws me to the theater, and when I realize this, I almost look at it through like an anthropological lens, which is why this piece has been a dream for me, because I'm interested in these people from different walks of life. And that's what being an actress has allowed me to experience through telling these stories and through being different characters. It's sort of, it gives me an opportunity to explore that curiosity that I have. And more specifically for Black people and Black stories. I love Black history and our culture.
Right.
And so being able to perform and to tell these stories and to show different aspects of who we are, that's a dream. And I like I said, I can't pinpoint a specific moment, but it's something that I have always been drawn to, and something that I'm committed to, is telling our stories.
And yeah, most of the time, like, your passion or your purpose in life kind of just like it chases after you, low key. Like you
That's a
think
great way of that's an excellent way of putting it. Is like I think it has almost chased after me.
Yeah.
You know, there were times where I didn't even acknowledge. I wouldn't even introduce myself as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yes, you know, I act, and people were like, girl, you've worked in professional shows. You just left tour. You are an actress.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, I guess I'm an actress. I embrace it now, right? But I think, you know, I wasn't necessarily even sure that that was a career path. And I think I sometimes underestimated the importance of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like, oh, let me make sure I let people know I've studied other things. But actually, the work of an actor and an actress is it's actually very important because we are historians in a way.
Mm-hmm.
We mark time. We sort of freeze frame these things in these performances to let people know we were here. Jaja's has allowed us to mark this period, this very tumultuous, crazy period of time, right?
Yeah.
We are somehow etching that into the annals of history so that people never forget the Jajas of the world, the Maries of the world, and even the Chrissies of the world. Chrissy's the character I played, the Beyonce break.
Uh-huh.
Because it's actually important that we remember that girl. You know, that we know that that girl exists.
Exactly.
You know, so I think that's really sort of where how I approach the career and the path.
That also touches on representation, but like one key thing that is important what you said is like people have like pushed you and have encouraged you. I just think that that's a prime example of you got to have the right people in your corner. You got to have the right people who has the best interest for you and who's going to push you for greatness. Because if we just sometimes like if we just we could put ourselves in a box and we are not deserving of mediocrity. We are deserving of excellence and greatness and for people to know that we were here. You know?
Absolutely. And you know, I would be nothing without the people in my corner. My parents, I've had amazing teachers, my grandmother. I'm very blessed to have a very strong network and safety net and community. So many people that
Mhm.
have believed in me when I did not believe in myself. And especially if you're going to be an actor, you basically quit this profession once a day. You know,
Yeah.
you need a lot of encouragement and a lot of support. Whether that comes from, can you read lines with me?
Yeah.
Can you know, give me an opinion on how to wear my hair for this audition? Or all of these different things that it's really team sport in so many ways because you can't do it in a vacuum.
Right.
You know, so like I said, I've been very blessed to have not only my family, but an extended community of people that have poured into me, supported me by coming to shows and buying tickets and promoting the shows. So it definitely, and I think that goes for anything. Like community is something that I really recognize, especially as I get older, is necessary for me to survive.
Definitely. And sorry, but just speaking of community, you mentioned something earlier. You said about needing support. And someone said recently that as Black women, it's not so much that being a Black woman is hard, but there's things in this world that make it hard, that threaten our being. And you being on several national tours and with everything going on in our country in regards to the political climate, one of the cities you're currently located in right now is Chicago, with everything going on there with the ICE raids, people's homes being raided who are very much so citizens who look like the people we look like.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, one, maintain a good mental standing? And what do you do for self care purposes? And how have you kept that community going while you're traveling?
Wow, that's a great question. And you know, when the ice raids were happening in Chicago, I actually, ironically, I was in LA. But many of those raids actually happened on the street that I live on, not too far away from my actual home. So when they did that raid where they like rappelled onto a building, that's my neighborhood. You know, and so it really does hit close to home in terms of, you know, how do I sort of take care of myself? How do we take care of ourselves in this moment? In so many ways, the play was therapeutic and the play felt important to be able to tell a story that was current to the moment. It felt like I was able to do my little small part to raise this issue, to hopefully encourage people to have empathy for their neighbors. But in the immediate, like now that the show is over, and even before the show, in the times that we had with breaks, I think that for me personally, I, especially each year, have gone out of my way to cultivate community amongst my neighbors.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, I have close friends that are in my neighborhood that are like in their 80s that I connect with, that I reach out to and make sure that they have resources. Hey, did you know you could lower your electric bill through this organization? So, and we've come together. We have met together because we need each other. There's an organization, one of the theaters in Chicago last year, it's called ETA, Creative Arts Foundation. It's a Black-owned theater that if you grew up in Chicago, you were a little kid that went to see those plays, and that's where one of the first places you dream about being on stage, have a food giveaway.
Oh,
And I participated in it last year, and I was able to give some of that to my neighbors.
Okay.
Right? I'm like, hey, I got extra greens. Do you need them?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. And so I think like in this interesting way, by thinking about other people, you are caring for yourself.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that are going to then in turn lift you up. And they have, right? Aside from that, too, I meet with other artists regularly so that we can kind of bond and discuss sort of issues that are pertinent to us. So I've been on a hiatus, but I actually run a artist salon on Monday evenings via Zoom where we discuss different topics going on in the world, from politics to arts to finances to, hey, I'm working on this project. I need you all to give me some feedback. And I think all of those little things have really helped buoy me in these times and sort of protect my mental health and my overall wellness.
Definitely. And this is Voices That Matter. And you touched on so much in regards to what you're doing to strengthen your community. And I have to know, in regard to community, I definitely think we aren't seeing enough of our communities on stage. We're not seeing everyday people who look like us. We're not seeing stories told by us. We're not seeing stories for our community. What voices do you think are missing from the stage? And what would you like to see as a performer?
Oh, that is a great question. And I know I keep bringing up Jaja's, but I think what's wonderful about Jaja's is that it is current. And so I think that there are a lot of things going on currently in our community that are not on stage. I think that there are a lot of ways in which the theater is not necessarily reaching out to everyday people. Some of that even comes in the form of like accessibility with ticket prices. Right?
Yeah.
But I want to see the people in my neighborhood. I want to see those stories on stage. I want to see historical events in our collective history on stage. Like, where's the piece about Toussaint Louverture? Let's talk about the Haitian Revolution on stage. I want to see that. I want to see these movements. I want to see plays that take place in the 90s when we had things like, there was this renaissance in a way of Afrocentricity. You know what I mean? You had, people wearing the kente and bringing that back, and we were really kind of talking across colors, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see a piece that lifts up those times because we really haven't seen those things. And I think that's why audiences get so excited when a piece like Jaja's comes out, where we can make these modern references and we can have music that resonates with us, and we can see fashion that we relate to and that we, aspire to wear on stage. I think that that's why that's so exciting, because it's just so rare.
Yeah, definitely. And just fun question, because why not? This is in our entertainment specific show. There's many great things coming out right now. You've been a part of fantastic series. So what was your favorite role that you've done? And is there ever a role that you would like to revisit?
Ooh, okay. So like, if I go into my past, I really enjoyed playing Amy Thibodeau in Carolina Change. I like that are rooted in history. Like, when I think about my favorite things, I've done stuff, like I said, I've done Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and that was awesome. It was amazing being a black wizard up there. But I really love when I get to back in time. And so Amy Thibodeau was around in the 60s, and it's right when the civil rights movement is going on. And she's reminds me of myself. She speaks out. She is an optimist. And so I really enjoyed playing that role. And honestly, I love being in Jaja's because I got to play 3 different characters. So that seems to be something that is becoming sort of my calling card, is being in these shows where I play multiple roles. Some of my last couple of roles have been like that. I just did a brand new piece by Nambi Kelly called Stokely.
Ooh,
in spring of last year,
you know
which I
about
got
that?
to
Yeah.
play Stokely's aunt and various figures from history, Diane Nash, Miriam Makeba, all these really cool women. And so that was also one of my favorites. So I would say those three are some of my favorite dream roles that I've had a chance to play.
That's kind of awesome. It gives you like such a variety and different characters who come from a lot of different walks of life. And it's nice that you did like one that's a lot more historical and then you do one that represents culture and then one that's a bit more fun, something that a lot of people I think in our generation would definitely be able to relate to. Because I love Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So that's really cool.
It was amazing. They had me up there flying. I was shooting out fire from wands.
Wow.
Fantastic. And I got to be a swing, so I got to cover so many different roles. And I went on for 5 tracks, and it really was amazing. So, and I think, and that's another thing is like we can do anything.
Absolutely.
As we can do anything, and that show showed me that. You can put me in a British accent. You can put me in the air. I can fly around with a cape, or I can be in a hair shop.
Yep.
Or I can go back in time and be in history, or I can be in Chicago Shakespeare doing a Shakespeare. You know what I mean? We have versatility, and I've been very fortunate to get to show all those different things throughout my career so far. And hopefully, I believe that I have many more years ahead of me to continue to aspire to different roles, mature in the business.
Definitely. And just also something really fun. You mentioned the British accent. I was wondering, could you like teach us some tips and tricks on how to do like our own British accent? Like, I mean, you said it and I was like,
I want to hear it.
I want to hear it. I want to know how to do it.
On a daily basis.
I'm a little bit rusty, but recently had an audition for a South accent. And definitely, let me see if I can do it. So it's very staccato. So, would you like some coffee?
That's pretty good.
It's very much staccato. Definitely, you're dropping your R's, so you would say something like,
Yeah,
would you like to go to the park?
Yep.
As opposed to the park.
The park.
Those are some little tips and tricks. Actually, we had an amazing dialect coach for Jaja's.
Yeah.
Also work. Her name is Yetunde Felix Oku. But when I do have a role, I do work with dialect coaches. So Sammy Grant is somebody in Chicago that I work with. And we go, sometimes hard to recall them from your back pocket, but there are generally like little tips and tricks for mastering the dialect. And a lot of it comes down to like mouth shape,
Yeah.
So for some, if you were going to do New Orleans, it would be an open sound like that, oh, hey, baby, I'm going to go, the storm is coming, that kind of thing. Or
Yeah.
Same thing, actually, they're very close, but everything is open from an open sound. You're going to talk through an open, and that's just mouth shape.
That was really
Big Frida.
So that was Big Frida. Then that was Caribbean.
right.
Yeah. That dialect know what they doing.
No, for real. You do better accents than I've seen on the screen.
Yeah.
I can't believe I actually look back at this and be like, oh, cringe. But it is fun,
It was
right?
great.
I think it's cool, yeah, and I love doing dialect work, but just to think there are all these people that make what we do possible. There are all these people behind the scenes that audiences don't even know about. You just see the work. You don't necessarily get to meet the dialect coach. You're not there. We're listening to sound samples from people that are from these places. And that's also just so important because as we have the internet and TV and all these things, we're sort of losing these regionalisms, especially amongst Black folks. Like everybody, you can rap and everybody's kind of sounding alike. So I'm really passionate about, no, I want to hear how people sound from these places, and we need people like dialect coaches, actors to preserve it. Because as the world becomes more global, everything kind of becomes general.
Right. Because it's not a mockery. You know what it get up like if people saying why are they sounding like that? That's not even how we sound. I can understand like the true like importance of having like a dialect,
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it says a lot about who we are, right? Like we all have our regionalisms, and that's something that I think is really fascinating, and also speaks to how we're not a monolith. We don't all speak the same, and you're from different places, you have different things. You all can tell me what's the LA accent. I've heard.
Oh, there's a few.
I'm not from here. I'm from Texas. I
I'm
don't
from
know.
Minnesota.
To be honest, I'm from LA. Do I sound like I have an accent, Melanie?
Not really, but then I haven't heard you say certain things. I feel like Ice Cube has an LA accent.
Oh yeah, he does.
But that's
I feel like that's like,
soft.
South LA. But I think people from Los Angeles say like a lot.
Say like, okay,
Like, Yeah.
I think that's just like.
That's also yeah.
I don't want to compare Clueless or anything, but I feel like you can sound like you from LA. To be honest, you would.
That's cool.
I sound like I'm from LA.
At the end of the day, we're all cousins.
No, I can tell that you have an accent.
Yeah.
You think Naya has an accent?
Yeah,
I have one and I'm not from LA, which is
for sure.
really weird. Yeah.
You feel like Naya has an LA accent.
Yeah.
No, I can tell that she's from.
Mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like Naya has an accent. I also don't feel like. Do y'all think I have an accent?
I hear it.
I feel like I hear a tiny southern one, but like not to a very obvious point.
Well, does Miss Chicago have a southern
Let's
accent?
see.
Let me see. I need to hear you say some things.
Okay, tell me what to say. Tell me what you like to hear.
Why don't you say, I'm about to go to the store.
I'm about to go to the store.
Oh, that was not southern.
You gotta hear her in conversation. Like when she be talking, she be like, you know what I'm saying?
When she starts going,
You know what I'm
chat.
saying?
Okay, but that's not southern. That's just me code switching.
Yeah.
Like people are like, and that's gonna.
Okay, Ebonics.
Okay, well, I feel like I have opinions in regards to Ebonics, but that's like code switching, and like I'm too accepted. Like I don't think code switching. It's not even like for me like being comfortable because you're on a certain race. It's just because like you're comfortable. Like so I can drop the proper because me naturally is like proper. Like all my entire life it was like you sound like a white girl, which I can speak proper English. I can't be black by any means. I have to sound white. Okay,
Oh.
but I mean. I think me naturally, I've always been a speaker, like, cause I grew up acting and that's like something that I want to do, and just being in that industry and wanting to be a host. So I just think it feeds into like my journalism and like film career is like being able to speak well. But if I'm just in conversation and it's like natural, I do like switch it up a little bit. But then also too, I'm not saying like make yourself not feel comfortable to make other people feel comfortable, but like certain people like I can drop that. I don't want to say a facade, but like if they talk like a certain way, then I can like meet them where they at. And then if someone like talks how I talk, they meet me where I'm at. I just feel like that's natural. I think we just like let go of certain things. And then also too, partly because I am from the South, like if something makes me really passionate, then I get expressive and then like I can't help it. My accent comes out. I say y'all, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That's one of the things too about, again, like Black culture, actually, because we do, code switch now, and I've embraced it more as I've gotten older, because when you're in these programs, when you're in these acting programs, it's all about having a non-regional dialect.
Mm-hmm.
And as an actual professional actor, I've realized actually that can be your superpower. You don't ever want to forget, how you spoke back in your neighborhood, etc. But you do want to be able to do it, but you never want to forget. Viola Davis talks about that, who we were fortunate enough to meet. She came on stage and has been made.
Yeah.
But she has this quote, she has this interview that I love where she talks about basically when she was training, they teach you to be a great white actress.
Mm-hmm.
You
Definitely.
have to know the classic, all of these things, right? But no one is necessarily teaching you the African American canon. I didn't learn any August Wilson when I was in school. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm expected to know how to do as a professional actor, right? So now I'm really embracing like the African American canon. There's still many pieces that I'm just now learning and discovering because I wasn't exposed to them in school.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like to be able to be in a piece like Jadas, written by a Ghanaian American writer and African American director, it has been a dream because I felt at home in the piece, in a way that I don't necessarily feel when I'm doing some roles.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
I think with that, we may have to wrap up. We have one last closing question for you.
What you were touching on about how they teach you to be like a white actress, they do that like all kind of like professional professional backgrounds. Like even in like cosmetology school, people be like, they didn't teach me how to braid, or they don't teach me how to do black people hair. They teach you how to dye and do stuff like that. And you brought up earlier about how like, yeah, we know that acting and is it liberal studies?
Yeah.
Or like acting is
Fine art.
Yeah.
okay, like arts and stuff. It's like it's a cutthroat industry, you know. And you talked about like the tight knit, intentional community. Such a blessing to have to help you push through those moments. So I wanted to ask you, like, was there ever a moment where you felt like you was gonna give up, and you felt like, you know, this is for me, but you pushed through, you felt that resilience, you felt that get up, it was like, you know what, I am here. Like, can you ever describe a moment like that for us?
Wow, I can. Honestly, I would say it was last year leading up to this piece. It had been a slower year for me. I had done the Stokely piece that I was talking about in a theater called Court Theater here in Chicago, but I was working a semi-theater related job. I was like a tour guide downtown, and you know, having fun with my friends that are also actors, but we weren't necessarily acting, and I just wasn't sure about if this was a viable option for me, you know, and I have an amazing support system. One of my friends who's not an actress, who is Ghanaian, was like, I'll read with you. So she decided to, you know, like I wasn't going to audition for. So she was like, no, girl, you know, you could do this. And she read with me. She just had a baby, so her baby's in the background, like kind of crying in my audition tape, which is amazing. I was like, people crying in the braiding shop. So this is perfect. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm turning it in. You know, and I think just you just sort of have to have the courage to try one more time.
Right.
Try and try again. Have the courage to try and then try again. Maya Angelou talks about that.
And Aaliyah.
And then love again.
Yeah.
And I think that like recognizing that like the world needs our voices. It needs our voices. There are ups and downs in this business. I have sort of experienced all of them. I've been on the national tour tickets, and I've been what I call fun employed. You know, but you have to have other people to work to you. I think that's the end of my light. My light just said, you're done. But having these people to pour into me, people that have prayed over me.
Yeah.
You know, there are people that have spoken things. And even in Jaja's, the cast, we did that for each other. There were so many times where people spoke life into each other backstage. Let's gather for a prayer. And that has really been what has sustained me and what I think will continue to sustain all of us in these times. It's just having a hand to hold, having somebody to speak life into you. That's the key, no matter what your profession is.
Amen.
And sometimes you have to do it for yourself.
For real.
And sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
Yes.
Say your affirmations. Because sometimes no one really knows but you. And no one can really put limitations on ourselves but us. So sometimes I have to look in the mirror multiple times a day and say, Melanie, you got this. Yes. You got this. Okay, I know you could do this. All right, girl. I do that all day. That's a soundtrack that I'm constantly running all day because it takes that in this.
Yeah.
Yes, be your best supporter, and two is better than one.
Well, definitely. Well, Melanie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we
so much. This has been a real
Yes, and you know, y'all, she was patient with us, so we definitely appreciate that. But this was a great conversation, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. And we look forward to seeing more of your work. Naya and I haven't seen you yet, but I want to see you now, sure, because Precious raved so much about Jaja. And make sure you go and read Precious's article on Annenberg Media Black about the play. She wrote a wonderful review, story recap, and you definitely wish you would have seen it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure. Wish you all the best as well. Thank
You too.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
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 Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to Voice Matter. We really hope you enjoyed this episode as we try to focus on entertainment.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm Kendall.
I'm Naya.
And I'm Precious.
And this is
Voices That Matter.
Bye.
Bye.